Hi, it's Yashwant, and in today's video we're going to be seeing how an alien dish when introduced in India could make a market of 983 crores. Yeah, you heard me right, it's 983 crores. And that alien dish was introduced in the year 1983. I hope most of you would have found what I'm talking about, but for the ones who doesn't know what I'm going to be talking about is basically what we call as a fundamental food, and that is Maggi. Yeah guys, we don't call that instant noodles, we just called it Maggi because instant noodles is just the name of a product, but when it comes to Maggi, it's our emotion. Yeah, how was Maggi able to make such an impression? In the 1983, Maggi was introduced in India. But first of all, how was instant noodles formed? Let's see the story behind it. It was in the early 1950s when instant ramen was found, and that is found in Japan. That was the time when Japan was booming from the World War II's damage. That was the time when Japan was growing and it was like healing all its damages which occurred during the World War. That was the time when Japan was booming and everybody there loved instant noodles. This was found by a very passionate Japanese man. First of all, they did not have this in the form of cup noodles. They just had the noodles now we call as Hakka noodles. That's what they love. And in Japan, they call that a ramen bowl. That's what they seriously love. But when we make Hakka noodles, which we know, it basically is a very time-taking procedure. It takes more than 1.5 hours to make just one bowl of Hakka noodles. So it was time-consuming, and that was the time when everybody consumed noodles. So they were totally puzzled what to do because they thought they could not survive without noodles. It just became an emotion for them. It is like asking us not to eat idli, dosa and rice. How could that be possible? In South India, that cannot be possible at all. And that is how people in Japan had more passion over having instant noodles. Yeah, that was the thing. And that is when the proud company, Maggi, whose parent company is Nestle, why did not they enter the Japanese market? Instead, they entered the Indian market. Why did they do so? When it comes to Japan, this noodles is a gold mine product. Yeah guys, it's a gold mine product. Why do you have to fight with a monopoly where you can create your own monopoly? This is what Maggi believed in, and that is why they did not enter the Japanese market but they entered the Indian market. Yeah, that was the key thing by Maggi Shine. We did not know if Maggi would have shined this much if they would have entered the Japanese market, but I'm sure they made a wise decision by entering the Indian market. So how did they make Maggi from a product to an emotion? How was that possible? In the 1983, when they entered India, it was basically, we did not have all this Western cultures booming at that time because that was the time, maybe like 20-30 years ago. So we did not have that much of modernization at that time. So that time, it's like asking our grandparents to have lasagna as the breakfast for every day morning. How could that be possible? That's exactly how all Indians feel when Maggi was introduced in India first of all. But Maggi was smart. They made a very nice decision. Basically, Maggi can be consumed by a kid as well as a 40-year-old man. But when you target everybody to buy your product, nobody buys your product. So you should choose your target audience. And they chose target audience as kids and mothers. Usually the mothers at 1983 were basically housewives. They basically had to send their kids to school and their husbands to work. So they had a lot of work. And that was the time when kids came back. That was the time when they settled and they take a break for 1 or 1.5 hours to continue to work until night because they have to prepare for dinner and evening snacks, isn't it? So that was the time when Maggi wanted to pitch in. That was the time, and they had to give something to their children. They cannot give the same thing like from lunch to evening snacks. They cannot repeat the same menu and kids won't have them. So that was the time Maggi introduced this 2-minute Maggi. It's like the 2 minute, and they can make Maggi in 2 minutes. And that was the strategy which Maggi introduced. And that is how Maggi would have shined this much. Because that 2 minutes was like a very important key line because the time consuming was less and maybe the taste was more. It's not like they did not consider Maggi as a very unhealthy food as we do today. They just saw it to be tasty and they also saw it to be fast and quick to make. It was also easy to make. It was because everybody can make Maggi. It's just water, Maggi and done. Just 2 minutes. And that is why Maggi shined. And after that, when it comes to the case of working women, the kids have to prepare food by themselves. So they have to do something which is much easier and very tastier that they can make. As I mentioned, 2 minutes, very tasty. So that's why they chose Maggi. This is why Maggi shine. All their ads were like based on this concept. The kids come from school and they ask what is the evening snacks. The mothers tell something which is very boring. The kids get, the kids get sad and they go sit. After that, mother says, I'm going to make Maggi. And the kids come running with full of joy in their face. And that is how they make all their advertisements. And they also made advertisements in the peak hours, which we guys watch Dragon Ball Z and maybe like Power Rangers, Ninja Hattori on TV. Maybe not our age, but kids younger than us, that was the time when they see. Kids learn everything, maybe like most of the things through their vision. So when they continuously see these in the peak hours, they want to try these. And that is how Maggi makes. And that is how Maggi shines. And it was like Maggi was able to have 60% of share in the instant noodles market. There are a lot of other brands, but only thing which shined a lot was Nestle's Maggi. And every person has a downslide in their life. That is how Maggi was banned in 2015 for containing a lot of MSG, which is not very healthy for people to consume. And that is when Maggi got banned. Yeah guys, from 70%, from 75% of shareholding, they come to 0% shareholding. Maggi was banned for more than 5 months, 5 whole months. And that is the time Maggi introduced a campaign, an online campaign, which they say as "We Miss You Too." And this is where people record their emotions about Maggi and they send it to the Nestle company. And when Maggi was unbanned, again in the online sale on Snapdeal, this Maggi was sold. Lot of these Maggi kits were sold in just 5 minutes. Almost 14,000 kits were sold. Yeah guys, I'm not joking. It just finished them in just 5 minutes. And that is the emotion people have on Maggi. So okay guys, what's next? How even EP, Top Ramen, everything did the same. But why did they not get such a reach like Maggi? It is due to their supply chain and their business ideas. They if for example, if Maggi's supply stops right today, they have stock for the next 5 months straight. Yeah guys, that is the supply chain of Maggi because they have been improving on this supply chain for more than 35 years. And this is why Maggi is building upon and leading the Indian noodles market for the last 38 years, and that is why no other instant noodles company could just come close to Maggi. Always Maggi's the top. And we all love the taste. I'm not here to say if Maggi is unhealthy or not, but we actually have to comment upon Maggi's business strategy. Okay guys, I'll see you all tomorrow in a new video on the Tana Bye. See you all. Bye bye. See you later. I'll see you later. Bye.